So next is Witches versus Devour's Neo-Nectars. Already into the first turn. Apparently Devour went first. Rin didn't misride. The cards look better now that they have, decent art that you can actually see what the fuck they look like. Because a lot of the... I want to say that Musketeers had it worse with the dinginess of the cards making them not look as nice as they were supposed to. Although Metalborgs and Risers had it really bad because their cards were actually sized incorrectly. Oh no, he didn't draw for turn. He drew because he didn't draw for turn. I was confirming it, and he drew for the draw trigger, not for turn. Okay. It wasn't that I doubted it. I just want to make 100% sure that everyone's, playing by the rules. Fair play, fun duel. Anyway, Ren no guards, and a crit happens. I'm actually wondering why she took Tule's attack. Why she took Tool's attack. She had plans, that's why. She had plans. Keep in mind, he doesn't have zeros in the drop zone yet. Rose kept telling me that this is a direct counter for witches. I want to see how true that is. I really want to see it. So she's not going to try to Legion, or more to say, she's not going to dump hand just to Legion. 2 to hit. First is a heal trigger. Gives it to Vanguard and heals. Second is not a trigger. The rest can't hit Vanguard because of that. But Nemain literally needed 2 triggers to hit anything. I'm not even kidding. It needed 2 triggers to hit anything. It's so good for hand advantage, getting the draws, but it's so bad to attack with. Makes a good intercept, though. And Devour is going to wait to Legion. Of course, he doesn't have enough in hand to Legion, but when I say wait to Legion, I mean more for the fact that you technically can just retire and replace until you have 4 and drop and then Legion. If you really, really want to do it that badly. If I was Devour, I would have attacked, I would have had Saul attack Nemain first. Because by not doing that, he gave Rin the chance to, intercept with it. And guard without using up hand, and Saul didn't get to do anything that turn. What the hell? By the way, Ren could Legion if she wants to. I'm just looking at this. It's symmetric. This back row. What the hell? So remember how I said that Saul should have attacked Nemain last turn? The main should attack Saul this turn. That should be the very first thing that happens, unless she does the counterblast too and make both of those into triggers. Yeah, that's what's happening. They're about to become triggers. This is really strong. I think I saw 2 non-musketeer triggers. No, I saw 1 non-musketeer trigger. So that crit that isn't a musketeer definitely needs to go there. Yeah, she just said the 2 crits. Wait, did two chestnuts come from that? When she said the 2 triggers, she didn't specify the 2 crits. She didn't specify what the crits were. She should have said the 2 Dungan chestnuts. She really should have said the 2 Dungan chestnuts. Because now that musketeer can be retired for a musketeer skill. And he gained 4 in drop because of doing that. So he decides he's gonna Legion before anything, probably because he's about to retire to call 2, and then if he retires Laza, then he'll get to counterblast 1 and call again to make up for the Laza that was lost. Which means he could technically fill his field from this. Oh no, he's gonna do it differently. He's going to retire that and call from there. So yeah, this is what I meant by she should have specified the chestnuts. And the deck is about to be shuffled, so that's a 9k attacker this turn. The hands in this match are really high, actually. I mean, from all the matches up to this point, I forgot what high hand looked like. And I guess Devour was deciding should he go for the win now or not, and he decided not to because it's way early. It is honestly way too early to even think about going for the win now. And by saying too early, I mean the hands. And that's going to be in the main intercept. That's what the main is there to do. She's an intercept. And that was a heal trigger. Very fortunate for Ren. I think Devour sees it as sacking at this point, although it was technically a heal for heal. Technically, Rin could get the draw 2 skill from that, but she might not want it. She didn't want it. That's the one thing when it comes to abilities that change the top of your deck. You have to wonder how many times you miss out on triggers because you do it. And now Rin is just going for game. Hitting the Vanguard with all of her attacks to try to end it. The only damage on Flipper that Shadow Paladins have are Curse Lancer, huh? Yeah, that's the only one they have. They have damage adders, but not unflippers. Of course, damage adders don't mean much anymore, since you don't need limit break as much now. I mean, it's still viable. Limit break is still viable. It's just you have to be really careful with it now. So Devour rolled Vera, Legion with Sal, and use Vera's ability to retire one, look at top 5, and call a Musketeer. And during this turn, because of Legion, Vera's going to give every unit on the field 3k, including herself and her Legion mate, and every rear, no matter when they were called. So both of these are going to be 12k attackers. This is going to be 12. This is going to be 17 on its own. This is not going to be 17. This only gains 3k. Is he on drugs? Oh, okay. He just gave everything to the front row instead of... That makes sense. It's slightly lazy, but it makes sense. So now Rin has to decide if she wants to guard this. I don't think she has a perfect guard. So it would be a ton of hand to guard this. Yeah, and Chestnut isn't a musketeer, so it doesn't gain the power. That's 41. That's 1 pass. And that's 2 pass. And no triggers came up. Technically, Rin could have saved her hand, but it probably wasn't worth the risk. Unfortunately, this means that Rin is going to have one hell of a time coming back, especially because Devour was smart enough to not give her the second unflipped damage. If I was Rin, I probably would have no guarded just to see what would just to hope for no trigger, which admittedly is dumb. Rin was better for not doing that. So now she can choose one unit and make it a 0. She chooses Sal, basically to take away the intercept. He gets to choose what grade 0 it is, so he chooses Liza. If Liza gets retired for a Musketeer skill while Devour's in Legion, he gains another superior call from it. So he can potentially use that in order to get rid of the Chestnut, because it doesn't call to open, it just calls to a rear guard. This Musketeer deck is honestly doing really well. Not to say there's anything wrong with the Musketeers in general, it's just I was told that this was a direct counter to Witches, and I really was using this battle to see if it was. And it kind of looks like it is. This might be the answer to this deck. I think this is the answer. So he's probably going to try to, retire Chestnut. Because there's no other way he's getting rid of that damn card. This is really difficult for Witches to deal with. Like, I'm honestly looking at this and I'm not sure what you would do against it. From the Witches' perspective. I've been saying that about Witches all this time, but now it's really reversed. I don't know what Witches can do against this. Because even if they put zeros on the field, the Musketeers can just take them away. I think it's just because of the difference in hand that came from everything that happened in this match, and quintet wall attempt, that's not enough guard. 21, 26. Adding a 10k would make it 36 and 2 pass. But she obviously used the quintet wall because she didn't want to do that. And there we go. 36, 2 pass. Critical, it was worth it. So everything went to Vera. She's going to need 15k to guard that, and she absolutely has to guard. And she can. This is a very uphill battle for Rin at this point, and I don't know why she guarded that. It technically doesn't matter, but it could have saved her a card in hand for next turn. Oh, that's why. Because she wants to put them back with a Legion. That was a crit, I think. That was another crit. I think that was a third crit. I'm surprised she didn't put the heal back. She has a couple of heal triggers. Oh, right. I see it now. She can't heal because he has more damage, so it wouldn't help. Makes sense when you realize that. "27 gets perfect guarded. Without a second thought, honestly. That was not a good twin drive check. She cannot guard next turn. And now all she can do is poke the Vanguard as much as possible. Unfortunately, Devour isn't running out of deck anytime soon. Or hand. He's going to always have guard unless Rin can survive this turn and Devour doesn't have any more perfect guards. So he's returning crit, 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 and draw. Okay, I thought he was going to just return crit, 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 crit. And now I'm looking at it and realize that's not possible. Okay. On the plus side, 2 perfect guards are out of deck, and we do see that he has quintet walls. Might not have any more perfect guards left. Yeah, he's out of perfect guards because he runs 2 quintet, 2 perfect guard. So if Rin survives this turn, which is actually entirely possible if she takes the Vanguard and the critical doesn't appear. She should know guard. I don't know why she's not just immediately saying it. Heal trigger. And heal trigger. Without a trigger, I don't think... Oh, a trigger. So it completely depends on Rin's hand now. As long as she doesn't have a grade 3, she can guard. Okay, perfect guard. That's probably why she was thinking. She was thinking about just dropping the perfect guard right there. She was right to not do that. Because if he had gotten a crit and giving it to Tule, to Tool, then she would have lost anyway. 21, 31. Devour is probably gonna no pass. If he doesn't, he's asking for trouble. If he doesn't no pass, he's asking for trouble. Okay, she only got one critical, but she very easily could have just gotten two and ended it. She technically shouldn't have attacked with that first, but it doesn't matter because he's guarding. And then the 14k attack. Devour has every ability to just let it hit at this point. Unless Rin starts pulling a bunch of heal triggers, and by the way, she didn't return. She has one. She only has 2 out of deck. So I guess if she heals against the Vanguard, then and no triggers appear on Devour's side, then the two quintets can't hit. If that were to happen, she can survive. He says skill for fun, but I don't think he realizes that Rin technically can still win. Especially because she drew the Legion, which means she could literally 6th heal, have enough to guard, then draw, return 4 triggers, and win based on that. She technically has the ability to do that. Well, now it might take 2, depending. Critical. It will take both of them have to come up now. It's not impossible, but it doesn't happen this time. Good game. Really good game. That was close. But on to the next match.